Welcome to Toy Business Unboxed, your gateway to the secrets of the toy industry. Here, Jason Shea, a toy entrepreneur and expert in the field.
Every product we develop is really inspired by some of the real life experience that we have with our son.
60% of all toys last year were sold on Amazon, which is incredible.
Be passionate about it because it's a road, it's a journey.
Like when you have an idea that you think is like gonna somewhat like change the world, make things better, I'd say go for it.
We'll guide you through the enchanting world of toy design, marketing, and manufacturing. Now let the unboxing begin.
Welcome back to another episode of Toy Business Unboxed podcast. In today's episode, we're talking with Sam, the co-founder of BA Games, a company that born out of brotherhoods, tabletop adventures, and a deep love for games that bring people together. Sam will walk us through some of the highs and lows of designing games over the years, and also growing a business with families, and also building communities through play. So thank you so much for joining us on the podcast today, Sam.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
So first, let's go back. I know you run a business with your brother, but let's go back on like many years ago. What kind of started out with like the business side of the publishing company?
Like, why did we decide to do this whole thing?
Yes.
Why we decide to subject ourselves to all the torture? So we've always been gamers as a family. I mean, growing up, we moved around a lot, but we always had each other. So for those who don't know, I'm one of 5 brothers. And so no sisters, we don't believe in them. And so in terms of for brothers, like, something that could always connected us was gaming, whether it be RPGs, card games, board games. So we've always had something, and we always talked about doing something in the space. Originally it was like a game store that we're all going to live in the same area, which is not always possible with family. Mm-hmm. And so it was eventually say, hey, how about we do a board game publishing company?
Okay, that's how you kind of started. Well, I guess going back, what are some of the favorite games that really define your childhood?
Oh, man. Let's see here. In terms of like RPGs, it was like Rifts from Palladium was a big one. Robotech from them as well.
Okay.
We also did like second edition D&D, that kind of stuff. 3.0. The big one for board gaming for us was like Battle Masters.
Okay.
It's a kind of an old school one, as well as Hero Quest. Hero Quest was a big one for us.
Okay.
Generally, we're all into fantasy across the board. I was more into the military stuff, so we used to play Axis and Allies.
Okay.
But that was were like the bigger stuff for us.
I see. And when you first start the publishing company, do you always want to do self-publishing, or have you considered going other route, like just licensing game design to bigger publisher instead?
I wasn't even going to think about doing publishing because I actually interned with Fantasy Flight Games with as an intern one summer.
Oh, okay.
And I said I'd never want to do anything in the board game industry ever.
Okay. Yeah.
What ended up happening was I started designing in my free time, and I started being like, you know what? There's this game that I made that's actually pretty good. But part of the thing is I have a very specific vision of what I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
So there was no way I was going to be able to pitch it to someone else as a game designer and have them do it.
I see.
So that was basically, so let's say, you know what, we're going to self-publish this and see how this goes. So
okay. And which game was that out of the?
That was Cult of the Deep. So that was our first game we did, which is right here.
Oh, okay. Can you give a quick, like a 1-minute version of the rule and how the game is being played?
Yeah, so what it is, it's a social deduction game for 4 to 8 players. But what it is, instead of being like werewolf, where it's just like verbally telling each other, hey, I'm not a werewolf, or, you're a liar, or whatever, it's focused on the dice mechanic. So you roll dice in order to try and do things. But while you're like stabbing people or helping people, because the whole goal, you're trying to figure out who's part of which faction in the cult. So like we're in the same cult, but I don't know if I trust you, man. Like the way you're looking around is a little shifty,
Okay.
but
Okay.
your dice are telling me that you're helping me. So I'm going to
Yeah.
trust that you're doing what's right for the cause, which you may have
I see.
lied and used those dice as a way to cover your true intentions.
Interesting.
So that's
Okay.
kind of the mechanic of the game. It's very social deduction based, but with more like board game mechanics associated with it.
Oh, okay, okay, interesting. How long does that took you for the first game to go live? And do you went through the Kickstarter route, or do you just go
Yeah, we did
straight to public?
Kickstarter because we didn't know what we were doing.
Mhm.
So you go with the route with crowdfunding. So in
Mhm.
terms of really doing the game like start to finish, probably was about 2.5 years
Oh,
from
okay.
start to finish.
I
Because
see.
like again, like never done one before.
Yeah.
Did a ton of play testing, trying to figure out. We went to some smaller conventions, trying to
Mhm.
figure out like what's good, what's not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A lot of trial and error. And then eventually we got to a game and we're like, I think this game's good. I think we're ready.
Okay, okay, okay. For you, what is the biggest difference between designing a game versus actually developing one from like
Oh,
put it into the shelf?
so design is like the creative like force that then creates the game. Like getting a game where it's playable and people can see the vision. And to me, it's you are starting to get the emotions or the fun from the game that you want from it. So I designed this game to be have moments of extreme tension of do I trust you? Do I hate you? Do I love you? I don't
Mhm.
know. That would
Yeah,
be like a creative endeavor.
yeah.
Um, as creation. And development side is then taking that idea and then developing it further, either maybe
Mhm.
fine tuning some stuff,
Yeah.
adding a theme to it, putting and the development's really focused on the physical product of the game.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, we do that, but do we use dice? Do we change it to cards?
Mhm.
Do we have special dice? Do we use normal dice? Like all
Mhm.
that's more of the development side of things.
I see, I see, I see. And out of the five brother, how many is with you in the company?
Uh Technically three of them. The other
Oh,
two
three.
are lame. The oldest and the youngest, they're lame.
They're not part of the team. I see.
I mean, they are. We want them to be
Yeah,
maybe one day. They're
one
they're
day.
busy with their lives, so
I see, I see, I see. Got it, got it, got it. And over your experience, first of all, how many games do you have right now in the catalog? How many different? Or the different?
we currently have two games out right now. With a third game, we just finished the crowdfunding for,
Oh, congratulations!
and was actually our biggest campaign to date.
Oh,
We are
nice.
super excited about that one.
Okay, okay, okay. You want to talk about the second and the third one really quick as well?
Yeah, so the first one was Cult of the Deep.
Mhm.
So we were really smart, and we released a social deduction game during COVID. So that was awesome. Uh,
Okay.
not a good idea.
Yeah,
Don't
not
do
a good
that.
idea. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Our next game was a much more of a beast. So this one, let me get it over here. Oh gosh, it's like weighs a little over 5 pounds,
Mhm.
but that's Forges of Ravenshire. So
Yeah.
this one is a dice worker placement game where you're a blacksmith, a cute animal blacksmith,
Mhm.
with the goal of making the most money and to become the next guild master. And so what you're doing is you're um, placing dice into the town, getting resources, grabbing stuff from the town, the dice back to get more resources, then
Mhm.
running your different workshops associated with the different color of the dice,
Mhm.
and then running that into the blacksmith your workshop then to create items and to fulfill contracts. This
Mhm.
has actually been pretty popular with us. Actually, this has done really well for us.
Mhm.
And then we decided, you know what? Instead of being so big, what if we do something the exact opposite, size wise? So
Oh,
this
well,
is
that's very
go to
different. Yeah.
go to,
Okay.
go
Yeah.
to goblins.
Mhm.
This one just finished the campaign. This plays in like 30 minutes,
Oh, okay. Okay.
real quick, 2 to 6 player push your luck game. Real fun. We've been enjoying this one quite a bit. So much
Mhm.
easier to demo at Gen Con.
Oh, a lot easier to learn and not just smaller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I could teach you the game in like a minute, and like you're done. Go have at it, have fun.
Okay. 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 And it's also maybe geared toward younger player too, right?
Yes, in that it's easily accessible,
Mhm.
but true to form, we have a little bit of a do I trust you or not? component to the game.
I see. Okay. I see.
Because the game is like your goats have run amok into this deep cave that's really unstable. So you got to go get them out. And so
Okay.
as you're doing that, as true to goblin form, like you start discovering jewels and treasures and things. So maybe if you
I
stay a
see.
little longer, what bad thing could possibly happen? So if you stay too long, the cave will collapse and you get nothing.
I see.
So,
Okay.
but our little twist to the whole thing is everyone's going to vote whether they're in or out. So if you were voting with me and you
Oh,
want to come with me, if I succeed, then we split the loot between
I
us.
see. Okay.
But if there's a third player who is out, they get nothing. However, if we fail, then we get nothing, and then they get everything.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And that's a some interesting dynamic that can create as well.
Yeah, so we decided to create cards called the push cards, which means you can shove someone deeper into the cave. So they got to draw more cards.
Okay.
So you're trying not to bust. You're trying to get how far can I go without busting, and then
Okay. If you bust, then you lose everything. You don't get
they
any
lose
fish.
everything. Then there goes the other guy. So they might not be your friend.
Interesting. So you're actually taking some similar kind of concept on other games as well. So from
Yeah,
the
so I
earlier.
think I know Flip 7 does a little bit of this. The whole push your luck mechanic, I find, it creates very loud moments and very big moments of joy. Because when you make it, you're like, yes!
Yeah.
And you fail, your opponents are like, yes!
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit emotional, I guess,
Yeah,
during the gameplay for sure.
absolutely.
So, and I guess looking back, how long have you been running the publishing company? Since what year?
Oh gosh, it's been 5 years now.
5 years. Okay.
I think
Do you,
5 years. I think we founded in 2020. So
okay. And when you first started, do you always envision it going to be your full time kind of geek, or it's like I would assume you started kind of part time before you kind of.
the goal is to one day to
Mhm.
be full time. That's always been the goal. We knew it would take a while.
Mhm.
Being in the board game industry, it's not like an instant overnight.
Yeah,
Ta-da! I'm done. I'm here. I'm good.
of
It takes
course. Yeah.
time when you're doing the publishing route for sure.
I see. What is like one thing that I guess that you wish you knew before you start the publishing company?
I wish I knew more about where the money is coming from.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
how
Moving
much
on.
is it retailer? How much is
Mhm.
it online? How much
Yeah.
is it in-person convention sales? How much is it through crowdfunding? Like really
Mhm.
understanding how that works.
Hmm.
And especially with the lifespan of a board game. Like what's the actual lifespan of a board game? And unfortunately the answer is very short.
Okay.
Very short. They don't live long, sadly.
I see. What is your experience, typical lifespan for the board game?
A board game lasts 3 months.
Hmm.
So in terms of most board games in the industry and
Mhm.
card games and things, like you can always continuously sell yourself. If you show up to a convention and you have a game to sell, you will sell games.
Mhm.
How much can vary, but if you show up with a game and put a price tag on it, you will sell something. There is no way that you don't because there's someone out there who just loves your game,
Mhm.
right? The problem you run into is how many people can you get to love your game where you
Mhm.
hit all the right elements that person really likes or loves.
Mhm.
So there's a game out there for everyone, but how many people actually are there is what determines like a viable market in terms of what you can pitch to. Um,
Okay.
so in terms of like lifespan though, like once you have a release of a game, it'll be in distribution probably for 2 or 3 months, and then
Yeah.
that's it. Because
Mm.
I'm not sure what's happened in the board game industry, but it's very much what's new, what's constantly happening, what's new all the time. So
Mm.
you'll have an initial print run, you're done, move on to the next game. Your print run, you're done, you move on to the next game. The only exception would be like the evergreen titles, but that's like a very special few who make it to the very top, who can actually continuously sell over and over and over again.
Okay,
I
that's
would
a
say like
interesting point. Okay.
98%, 99% of games are not that.
That's an interesting observation. So, okay, thank you for sharing that. I guess it also depends on the audience. I feel like some of the more family-facing games tend to last a lot longer than those
Y-
harder games that like kind of geared toward more hardcore gamers.
Yeah,
So,
so like that's what I said. Like in distribution, generally like the hardcore gamers and stuff like that. Now the small stuff, part of that is going to depend on you getting access and marketing to those people. Like I said, there's more people that can play this than can
mm,
play Forges of Ravenshire, which is like a
yeah,
5 pound behemoth,
sure.
right? I love Forges. It is a beautiful, wonderful game, and we've had a lot of good feedback on it.
Hmm.
But I can sell more of these generally to more people than I
Yeah,
can the Forges game, just
of course.
because people are at different levels. Think of
Yeah.
it kind of like a pyramid. The more complicated your game is, the less people can actually end up
Okay,
buying it.
buy and not buying. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's very similar to our experience as well. And it also
Mhm.
depends on the marketplace. I mean, correct me if you feel otherwise. I feel like a lot of the Kickstarter campaign that's successful is really for the people more toward the top, the more difficult and more kind of a niche the game is. Whereas some of the
Yeah,
more family game tends to see more success on Amazon based on our experience running a lot of them.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely correct
So,
in that regard. So, for example, like Grandpa Beck's games, they do a smashing business on Amazon.
mhm,
They do so well.
mhm,
They know their market and do that.
mhm,
That's why we're kind of shocked that we did a Goats and Goblins Kickstarter that it did so well. It actually
mhm.
did better than Forges,
Oh, really?
both.
Okay, nice.
And yeah, I don't. We were shocked.
Mhm,
We would not have that at all. But generally, I think that's generally correct. And even then, for the Goats and Goblins, it's like a $20 game. But what sold more on Kickstarter was our deluxe version that comes in this
Oh, okay.
with metal coins and gold
I
foiled cards
I see.
and UV spotting and everything. So like this was like a $38 on Kickstarter,
Yeah.
and we sold I think 3 to 4 times more of these than these.
Oh, interesting. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I think
And big
definitely the audience looking for something that's more exclusive for through the Kickstarter.
exclusive and big because if you think about it,
Mm,
like people are open to board games. Like, have you played board games? Oh yeah, I play Monopoly. All right, cool.
yeah.
Now the next step is if someone who is actively looking for board games, that's like the
Mhm.
next level. And then
Yeah.
not only are they actively looking for board games, they're looking to be like the first to get the board game, or they're looking for cool projects in board games. That's
Mhm.
like an additional level of someone who's like investing their time and
Yeah, yeah,
money.
yeah, for sure.
So more and more you're going to see people want the more deluxe stuff on Kickstarter. They want
Mhm,
the exclusivity or the coolness of everything going on. Like they're
mhm.
dedicated, they're like hardcore fans who want the cool stuff, not just the normal run of the mill stuff.
For sure. I mean, that's why they are willing to wait, right?
Yeah,
Right.
because it makes
Yeah.
no sense for most people to be like, hey, I want to buy a game. Can you get it to me a year from now?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense if there's nothing special about it. If they're just buying the regular edition, which they might get it on the shelf once the games actually get published later
And
on.
that's
So,
kind of like the contract you make. Like as a
mhm,
Kickstarter creator, I have to create something special for you,
mhm,
so that it makes sense for you to back us because you're taking your hard-earned money and putting your faith in us, and so
mhm.
I need to respect that as a creator that
Of
you're
course.
doing that for me. So I'm going to do something in return for you as well. So it's kind of like a partnership
Mhm,
in a lot of ways. Backers are partners um, when you do these things, and I think that's something that some people can get lose track
mm,
of sometimes. But because honestly, who buys a game and then waits a year to get it?
mhm.
We
Yeah, yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
it. We need it. As a small indie publisher, I need Kickstarter right now in order
yeah.
to fund print runs and do things
Yes.
because the one thing about physical products that people don't think about is it takes a lot of money to go into a physical product
Yes, yeah, and time
and then
too.
and
Yeah.
then move said
Mhm,
product
mhm.
and time for that product
Yeah.
before you even sell the product. Like people see the big numbers, but they don't see is the amount of cost for everything else
Yep.
really makes it so your margins are smaller than you think they would be.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because there's the production itself that's getting it shipped over here. and getting into actual people's hand, there's another cost. So definitely a lot of costs involved that people don't see when they see those giant number on Kickstarter. Oh, we raised 500,000, but how much money do you actually
Yeah,
get to keep?
300,000 of that is gone off. It just disappears, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you have the other 200,000 to work with, depending on what you got.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. So, and also, I guess one of the interesting things that you do with your business, since you run the business with two other brothers, how do you navigate the family dynamic in a business setting? And that being said, I also run a family business with my sister, so
Okay,
some similarity to yours, I guess. So, but
so
yeah.
I find you can tell me what you think on this too. Like I find, um, it's tough because I'm the overall big owner.
Mhm.
I do a lot of the daily stuff and the majority of the stuff. Like these three designs are mine. Though my brother Dave and Ed are also very much part of the development process and
Yeah.
sometimes into the design process to a certain extent.
Hmm.
And so like they're heavily involved. Like so when it comes to the design and development, I do the majority of the work, but that doesn't necessarily mean I do all the work, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So on that stuff, but in the end of the day, we all know and we've made it apparent that I'm the one that makes the final call.
Okay. Okay.
And even if you love something, like in the end of the day, I have to make a call. I make a judgment call on
Hmm.
what I'm going to do. So I'm trying to balance listening to them,
Yeah.
taking their feedback, and then making a judgment call on certain things. Sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right. As
Yeah.
long as at the end of the day, we're okay with that. But most of the time, our jobs are actually very isolated from each other.
Oh,
Like,
okay. Yeah.
so my brother Ed, for example, he's back end
Oh, he's back
stuff.
in. Okay.
So he
Okay.
does like shipping, customer service.
Shipping. Okay. Logistics.
He
Okay.
does like logistics, freight,
Okay.
um,
Okay.
pledge manager stuff, like
Mhm.
importing, exporting files, doing
Mhm.
all that stuff, making sure things go to Europe where they're supposed to go, to Australia. He's very
Mhm.
much all that stuff.
Yeah.
And me is just like, how are things going? Need any help? All right, you're good. Moving on. And so,
Yeah, it's kind of like general manager. Yeah.
yeah, I like
Yeah.
I need to trust him to do his thing. And that's a good
Yeah.
thing. My brothers are very good at their jobs. So I just need to let them do their thing.
Mhm.
David is my the younger brother. He's now my basically demo manager. So
Oh,
he
okay.
is in charge of
I
teaching
see.
people how to demo the way that we want to demo.
I see. Okay.
We have a very specific format that we try to demo with,
I see. Okay.
which basically means get the player playing in 2 minutes or less.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter how big the game is, get them playing, and
Mhm.
then teach the game as you go. As generally the rule of thumb.
Mhm.
That way, people are not bored to death as you talk to them for 30 minutes about their game.
Yeah. Yeah. True. True.
So, like, so
Yeah.
he's in charge of that. He's in charge of making sure the quality demos, and he's also in charge of training
I
for
see.
the demos, and he's in charge of doing all that stuff, and also making sure that everything's covered at conventions.
Mhm.
And then even my wife, she's now my volunteer coordinator, so she's in charge
Okay.
of the volunteers, the scheduling,
I see.
who's where, all that stuff. And then I have like an overall like thing. But like for example at Gen Con, like I wasn't in the booth, but maybe 2 hours
Mhm.
in any given day. Most of the time I was gone
Yeah.
for meetings and things. And so
Mhm. I
it's
see.
actually working, which is nice.
Yeah. Sounds like you have a really good team that you have built around you as well. And on the marketing side, what are some of the things that you tried that was successful, or maybe you can share something that you tried that wasn't as successful as you thought you should be? So,
So successful for marketing is for us has been in-person marketing.
okay.
Um, to
Mm,
get you to sit down and play our game is probably the really only way, in my opinion, that a small game company is going to build long term fans and customers.
mhm,
Because if you never play my games, we never had that deep interaction. Like if you play my game and have a lot of fun, and you
mhm.
had a lot of fun at Gen Con, you now have that. BA Games is fun. I
Yeah.
played their game; it was fun.
Mhm,
Also, you knowing how to play it now means that when you get your game, if you buy one or you play it, you can actually teach it to other people and also have fun.
mhm.
Because some of the problems with board games is you try and teach a game, and sometimes you never get to the fun because you stop and you're like, this game sucks, because you never get to actually play it. You're too busy trying to figure out rules and stuff. So for us, in-person marketing, which so far seems to be working, because this is our biggest campaign yet. And we've seen a lot of return backers and return people come back to us. So I think what's happening is we're starting to develop a more long-term customer base of the game and us, I think, as a whole. Things that didn't work so well, we did like art prints for Cult of the Deep, because it's got some gorgeous artwork. So we tried doing art prints and things. We tried dice. We did a dice giveaway.
Okay.
Because we were trying to think, well, Cult of Deep is a dice game, so we should get all the dice goblins over into our game, because we're gonna have real pretty dice. So we have like custom special dice for the game that are real pretty and real good looking.
Yeah.
So we tried like some giveaways and some raffles, and we tried posting and cross posting and doing stuff.
Yeah.
And no, absolutely
not getting traction. Okay.
Oh no. We spent way more money than anything we ever got. I mean, we got a few good customers out of it, but when you spend thousands of dollars and get like 5 customers that are like, I'm not sure if that was worth it.
I see. On the advertising side, what kind of advertising are you running? Are you doing Meta, Google, Amazon ads for the business?
So we do a mix of. So far we tried Amazon with Forges, but I'm not convinced larger games do as well on Amazon. I think Ghosts and Goblins will probably, like you said, I think you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, that one I think will work well for Amazon.
This is the one I think that'll work well for Amazon. So currently, like most of our advertising centered around the crowdfunding space. So Facebook, Reddit, Google, YouTube. Yeah, that's pretty much those ones for the most part. Instagram's a good one. So that's most of the stuff's centered around those campaigns. In the future, we will probably be expanding that at some point. Really thinking about it for Goats and Goblins, getting it done for Amazon, see how it goes.
I see. And I guess looking into the future, what is your vision for the company for the next 3 to 5 years? How many more games are you developing? What is the direction you want the company to be heading into?
So our goal has been from the beginning is we wanted to be the next Fantasy Flight games. So we wanted to be large, like Fantasy Flight at its peak, meaning it had a family line. It had small games, medium-sized games, really big games. It had RPGs. It had I want everything. Like basically, I want to be like Renegade Studios currently, where they're like a big full-line publisher that has everything pretty much. So that's where we want to go in order to attain that. So that's why we have Goats and Goblins. Our next game is going to be a little bigger, probably about a $35 game called Garden Dragons. That'll be hitting crowdfunding hopefully February next year. And then Dungeon Diners will be our next big game. Like that's going to be a chonker. That one's probably we're looking hopefully for Gen Con to have a crowdfunding campaign for that one. So the goal is like 2 to 3 games a year.
2 or 3 games a year. Okay. How big is your current team right now?
Me?
Well, you have your family too, right?
My family.
Yeah.
But like I said, Ed does mostly back end stuff. He'll play occasionally, but he's super busy with everything else going on. So he is available basically for back end things. David, he's kind of my co-developer. He actually is the co-designer for Garden Dragons.
Okay.
But he only has a few hours a week that he can dedicate. And then my wife also helps with the volunteer coordination stuff. So
I see.
I have technically we're like a 4-person team or 5-person. Also David's wife, Jessica, she's a big help, huge help on conventions.
I see.
Nice. But 80-90% of the work that's on me.
For now, but you'll get there.
For now.
So got it. So thank you so much for sharing. And as we're kind of wrapping up today's interview, if you have to share just one piece of advice with someone that's getting started in the toys or game industry, what would that be?
First off, don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay. Okay.
I know it's a cheesy cliche thing, but no, like if you're getting into a toy company
Yeah.
or board games specifically, I can't necessarily attest to other portions of the toy industry.
Mhm,
In terms of board like tabletop games,
mhm.
um, just just know what you're getting into. Just know that the one hit wonder is not the norm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Generally,
Agree. Mhm,
there's no silver bullet to this. There's no
mhm.
like, oh, if I do this and this, that'll lead to the best product ever, and then I'm good. You have to. There is so many different elements from like the market being a certain way,
Yeah.
the game playing a certain way, the price point of the game.
Mhm,
When you talk about board games, talk about international stuff.
mhm,
Like Europe likes cheaper games. They
mhm.
don't care about it. Americans like expensive games generally. Like we
Yeah.
like to deluxify it. Europe's
Yeah.
like, no, no, no,
Yeah.
has to fit in a small box. Japan is like, has to fit even smaller box.
Yes, yeah. I actually
Um,
had a guest recently that's a Japanese-based publisher. They just shared that as well. And I also used to live in Japan, so very, very different expectation when it comes to board games.
yeah, because like it just part of it comes from like how you live. Like generally
Mhm.
in the U.S., we have a lot. Our houses are a little bigger
Yeah.
generally,
Hmm.
and we also have this great tradition of being pack rats and hoarders. So we have all of our stuff. So we like to get lots of
Yeah.
stuff and
Yeah.
big things.
Yeah.
And in Europe, you don't have that kind of space. You may live in like a
Mm.
condo or like a
Yeah.
small house because there's not a lot of space, and so
Yes.
space
Yeah.
is very limiting.
Hmm.
Japan even more so,
Yes.
and so it's not something that you can necessarily just have like big games. So
For sure. For sure. For sure. Well, thank you so much for sharing all your knowledge and also your wisdom with our listener today. For those of our audience that want to learn a little bit more about you and your company, where is the best place for them to find you online?
best place to go is you can go to our website, and
Mhm,
all of our socials like Facebook, Instagram is B as in boy, A as in apple,
mhm.
games co or BA Games Co.
Okay.
For everything. So bagamesco.com.
Mhm.
On Facebook, we're BA Games Co. On X, we're BA Games Co. On
Yeah.
Instagram, we're BA Games Co.
Okay.
So
That make it simple. So
yeah, we
okay,
try to make
we'll
it
make sure
simple.
we put that on the show now. And thank you so much again for your times today, sharing your story and your journey and all your challenges within the toys and game industry.
Oh, hopefully it was good for someone.
It was very helpful. And thank you for our audience for tuning in to this episode of Toy Business Unboxed podcast. We hope you have enjoyed the conversation and find it insightful and inspiring. If you like what you have heard, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode. We really appreciate your support and would love it if you can leave us a review and share the podcast with your friend and colleague. For more resource tips and the latest update within the toys and game industry, visit our website at toy-launch.com. Join the conversation and connect with us on social media using hashtag Toy Business Unbox. We'd love to hear your feedback and suggestions for future episodes. Until next time, keep innovating, keep creating, keep bringing joys to toys. This is Jason Shea signing off on the Toy Business Unbox podcast. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much, everyone.